Gaara was really happy about that that ban choice.
All right. And
Gaara ended up banning Warlock, I believe.
That's a Harrison.
Yep, that's exactly what...
And Fishy Fairy, also known as Tiddler Celestial, I suppose, or his big fish god, whatever, lots of things. He is playing Rogue, Priest, Shaman, Druid, and had his Warlock banned.
Yep.
Which I think has been Gaara's strategy all along. Ban the Warlock, play the Priest.
Yeah, honestly, I felt like Gaara's... we talked about this a lot beforehand. I felt like Gaara's lineup's a little weak to Rogue, but he opted to ban Warlock instead just because it is the deck that this player is most comfortable with. I believe he swept... I want to say like the Taiwanese qualifiers with it. Oh, that Wild Growth draw is fantastic. But yeah.
Well, I think you're right with the Warlock decision. I just didn't know that it was Handlock, but he doesn't agree. He likes the Priest.
Priest is also favored. Oh god. Okay, so the Druid should keep the Spectral Knight here, I think, even if he doesn't have Wild Growth or anything.
What about the Shadow Madness drop? We know he's playing the Haunted Creepers. He's playing Keepers. He's playing the stealthy dudes.
It generally doesn't have targets in this matchup unless they're playing Sludge Belcher. Sometimes you can get Haunted Creeper value, but it's just so situational.
Oh, there's that Innervate.
Yeah, Innervate Yeti, the Nightmare of Priests. Does Gaara have a circle? That's the big question. It does not. Oh, man. This is so brutal.
But we've seen that in pretty spectacular fashion so far.
Yeah.
Like, it is the kind of deck where, you know, you can get some really terrible stuff.
Absolutely.
You can get, like, bad cards and mulligan to Force of Nature and stuff like that.
Easily.
And then you're doing nothing.
Yeah. I mean, a game without an Innervate or a Wild Growth, even though it is unlikely, it's less than 50% to happen, your draws are just so weak, you know. You're playing, like, turn 2 Wrath into Shade and X Rammus. That's not good enough to beat most decks.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if the win streak keeps going. Going to this matchup, I thought Gaara and Tiddler were about even going in. Just, I mean, I thought RDU would defeat Lebo, and I thought these guys were even.
I think Gaara is playing exceptionally well this weekend, if you've watched his games. And people talk a lot about RDU winning, but I think, honestly, Gaara has had, very recently, a much higher win percentage. The past 3 tournaments he's played, Prismata Cup, had the strongest pool of players ever. Gaara got first, he won. Hearth Stats, he got second. And now here he is in top 4 at WCA.
Yeah.
All of those events also, by the way, RDU played in.
Wow,
So
he dropped the Haunted Creeper and kept the Yeti.
that's... So Gaara opted for a Druid Mirror?
Yeah.
That's so interesting. Over Handlock. You know why he did that? It's because he saw the big game hunter in the
Oh,
Priest
there's
game.
the Wild Growth.
That's so unlucky. That draw went from being one of those, you know, one of those slower, rough draws we were talking about.
They both had terrible hands, and now Tiddler has a very good hand.
Yeah. That's the Wild Growth RNG. Yep, turn 2 Hero Power Face. This game is...
Pretty cool Druid deck to play. I mean, I've tried playing this deck. I guess maybe I suck at mulliganing or suck at
good
getting...
at drawing Wild Growth?
Yeah, no, not really.
That's why. It's not a very good deck when you draw
But
Wild
it's,
Growth.
you know, it's the feeling where, yeah, it's really fun to combo your opponent down, but, you know, when you have the same hand he had without the Innervate or the Wild Growth,
Yeah, he loses
talking about
violently to every single class, yeah.
he just loses to everything. You
nature
feel
of
so
it.
helpless.
It's the nature of the deck. But hey, if you're going to win a tournament, you're going to be running above average. And
Yeah,
when you're drawing Wild Growth, I mean, that's the deck you want to be playing.
yeah. I think the plays were pretty good. I think Gaara could have done better than play the Ancient of Lore the first time around.
On the first turn?
Yeah, I think
That was your play. You said I would play Lore and
right,
draw.
but I think I agree with your play more with the heal.
Heal? Yeah.
And I think Tiddler made a mistake not going to face getting the Druid at 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it didn't matter, but there was no way he would not have won the game if he did the not swipe play.
Here we go. So Tiddler's first...
Arcane Golem.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. So Tiddler's first draw will be Wild Growth. It's going to give him a very solid curve.
What about Innervate? There it is.
That's not good enough. Because after you innervate the first big guy, you have no play. Like, the innervate's the best draw, assuming you draw Wild Growth next turn.
Okay.
You wouldn't coin the Wild Growth anyway, so that's fine. He'll draw it next turn.
Oh, you will?
Yeah,
Oh, I guess so.
it is. Yeah. I've watched this tournament today. This is,
Is this pre-recorded right now?
No, I've literally never seen them not get Wild Growth. This is how you get... Yeah, see, Gaara already well played. It's like, this is how you win tournaments, Grip. It's,
Oh, okay.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.